Hi, and welcome to A Better Place. Today we will be continuing with our topics on education as we have a very special guest in the studios. Stay tuned, we will be right back. Hi, and welcome back to A Better Place. As I mentioned in the intro, today we will be speaking to a very special guest, none other than the headmaster at the Learning Unlimited Preparatory School, Mr. Robert Gibson. Mr. Gibson, welcome to A Better Place.
Thank you, Angelique. It's a pleasure to be here this morning.
You are the new headmaster at the Learning Unlimited Preparatory School, and we want to know a little bit about Mr. Gibson.
All right. Well, I was born and raised in Barrington, Rhode Island, in the United States, right on the water, on the coastline. So I love island life to begin with. I love the ocean. I love the beaches, so it's a big factor in coming here as well. But I also love the Caribbean in general, and I've spent the last 16 years in Aruba as a teacher and assistant director of some schools in many different capacities. So I've enjoyed my time abroad, and I can safely say that the Caribbean is my home. And I'm very, very happy now to be settling in here on a beautiful island, St. Martin. And I'm looking forward to many years for myself, my wife, and my young son to enjoy St. Martin and get to know the people and culture.
Okay, Mr. Gibson, you are new, like I said again, but you're definitely not new to education. And education at Learning Unlimited Preparatory School has been what many people consider to be very good. Can you start by explaining us more or less, what is offered and which grade levels you have at the Learning Unlimited Preparatory School, especially the elementary section?
Sure. Learning Unlimited Preparatory School is a very unique learning environment. It is a wonderful, well-established private school, which was established first in the United States back in 1976 in Columbus, Ohio, and it arrived here on island in St. Martin in 1991. At the earliest or youngest levels at Learning Unlimited, we have our preschool, which typically has children from ages 3 to 4 years old. And it's a beautiful learning environment to see the kids start to become aware and to really get used to a classroom and school environment and interacting with a number of other kids. And I see a big difference when you have the preschool and then they move up to the pre-kindergarten, which are 4 to 5 year olds that are in that classroom. And the kids start to look forward to moving up to a new classroom every year, and they get to know all of their classmates. The programs that we started, now we have a brand new program this year that we're trying to put in place and integrate into our very successful program. This new program is called Frog Street, and it is appears to be what I would consider one of the better programs out there as an integrative educational program for young children. And it follows what we believe to be the philosophy of education, which is to educate the whole child. So it's not just sitting down and writing numbers or letters. There's a lot more to it than that. And it's a beautiful way to condition that child to understand the beauty of education, to enjoy learning, where they come home after school and they're actually continuing to learn and do things on their own. They absolutely love it. They love to see success, and they're active learners. And that's really taking it to heart.
So you said this program is called Frog Street?
Frog Street. And it goes right on through kindergarten, really. And we like to try to integrate it as we move into the primary school of the elementary grades, which is grades 1 through 5. Right. Now, as we get closer up, they break away from the Frog Street. Frog Street is mainly for those younger grades. So from preschool, pre-K, and kindergarten.
Right.
And that's where it really seems to be most effective. As those children are growing through it. We also begin from preschool and pre-K, instruction in both Spanish and French at this time. And once again, now we're also offering Dutch as a program, and I'm very happy to see that more and more parents are getting their children involved in the Dutch language program.
But is that incorporated within the school, or is that a privately offered course?
What we do is we have a local Dutch teacher who comes in towards the end of the school day to offer these classes at different group levels according to their age. Okay. So we're able to offer some for pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade, and then she'll offer more classes for second through 5 or 6, and if we have older ones from there. So in school, in-house, we have 2 great teachers that teach both Spanish and French.
Okay.
And so it's a fabulous program that we offer there, but we always encourage people to try to sign up for the Dutch language program as well, and we really like to see the interest in that. So I'm very pleased as well. I know I have my son in it, and it's funny to hear him as we question him on just even the most rudimentary things of counting, of colors, and different words of greeting. Right now is because he's just started off. They've been doing it now for about a month and a half or so, 2 months. So it's really nice. Okay.
And something that's very interesting at Learning Unlimited as well is that you only have 1 class per grade. That's unique. Most schools have two classes per grade level.
At Learning Unlimited, we're very cognizant of the quality of the classroom education. So we put a limit on the number of students in that class. Now, unfortunately, that means sometimes at our school, in a number of occasions, in a number of grade levels, we have a waiting list because we are full, and even though it would be nice and many people would like to take more students into the room, it gets to the point where that wouldn't be feasible. And not only that, but as the school grows, not only outgrows its physical facility, which we pretty much have maximized right now, and any type of growth in the future would have to be long-term planning on that, because it incorporates not just for that 1 year, but for each following or successive year if you're going to have classes split. Now, we are lucky in the fact that at the middle school and high school level, we are able to now have 2 different streams starting off, where we have the college preparatory system, which is our complete basis. A very high level of academic achievement is not only taught but expected in the classroom, but we're able now to break away to see those highest performing students if we can channel them into what's called an honors level program, so that by the time they are getting ready to graduate high school, they've also been able to take on what is known as advanced placement courses, which are courses that are offered in high school that they can qualify for college credit. So we have a number of students at our school right now that have 4 to 5 courses of AP, advanced placement, that they've earned by the time they graduate, which would mean well over a semester's worth of courses they've saved at university. So they've saved a substantial amount of money in tuition for university, but they've also given them a great starting off or jumping off point when they do arrive at university.
Okay, Mr. Gibson, unfortunately our first half of the program is already gone, so we have to take a break. No, stay tuned, we will be right back.
For those topsy-turvy nights, a diaper that suits your baby. Huggy Snug and Dry with all new leak lock. Absorbs faster to help stop leaks. Parenthood, chaotically beautiful. Enjoy it.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering.
Hi, and welcome back to A Better Place. Mr. Gibson, we've been discussing early childhood at Learning Unlimited Preparatory School, and you gave quite an extensive explanation as to what goes on in that section. Is there anything else you want to discuss concerning early childhood before we move on to the 1st to the 5th grade?
Yes, in some ways. Now, the early childhood program at Learning Unlimited starts, as I told you, in the classroom from ages 3 to 4. And we are lucky now that we're offering not only a full-time classroom setting for parents to bring their children to, but also they can choose to have a half day as well. For those parents that just want to get that child to get used to the classroom for a short period of time and then to have the rest of the day with them. Now, I know that's important for some parents just like myself, because in Aruba, that's exactly what I was looking for a small preschool setting, was just for a few hours that I could bring my child to so they could have some great social interaction,
Right.
find discipline in a learning environment with others to learn their place, so they don't get all of their attention. And then as time goes on, it's easier to transition through. So I really enjoy that aspect that we can offer that as well. Now, in the early childhood programs that are out and about, typically you have the traditional school, as we do, and then there's Montessori programs that are out there. And what we've done is we combine the traditional and Montessori aspects. And with this new Frog Street program, it is that type of integration that has been taken to the next level. Because I think each one is effective in its own right, but when you can find that correct combination that seems to work the best, that's the beauty of always would be willing to experiment and see what delivers the best results.
Right.
And so it's a beautiful thing when you can customize your program to do that. Now, as those children move up in pre-K, they're exposed to quite a few other activities as well. Now we have a beautiful brand new playground set that has just been redone.
Right.
So a new area that's with new apparatuses for the children to play on and have fun with each other as well. So they have breaks throughout their day as they go through their program of your typical instruction at the different types of instruction as far as mathematics, your language instruction, some science is introduced as well. And of course, I always like it the fact that when you're working with small children, it's very important to have a music component. We are very lucky that we're trying to build a music program in our school, and we have it in place now where we're looking for the oncoming years for some major growth in that, as well as a fabulous performing arts program. We have an outstanding local individual that's taken over our performing arts this year, coming in to teach our children. You might know her, Miss Clara Reyes.
Yes, I know.
And she does just a fabulous job, and the kids are ecstatic about it. So I'm very proud that we've been able to bring in a little bit more of local island culture, and to make sure the one thing always stays in place is that we try to have as many local St. Martiners on our staff as possible to teach these children, to integrate them into the community. We have, obviously, our student population is made up of many local children, as well as children from all over the world whose parents have moved here to the island at any number of different stages in their lives.
Yeah, that's definitely the case at Learning Unlimited. You definitely have a melting pot. But you talked about offering the half day as well as the entire day. So what are the hours at Learning Unlimited?
We start our educational program where students will start arriving at school anywhere between quarter of eight in the morning, 7:45, until homeroom starts to begin at about 8:30. And then we have our first classes start depending on the age of that child and
Right,
what grade
right.
they're in, because we have staggered starting times. So it gives parents in the morning, the parents of younger children, an opportunity to get their kids ready and get them to school.
Right.
And of course, the older students in the middle and upper schools, they have an earlier starting time as well. They need to get started right
So
away.
so the regular class starts at what? 20 minutes past 8, or is it 8:30 for like early childhood up to 5th grade?
Well, they have homeroom to begin with, and it typically starts at 20 minutes after 8
Okay.
for that. And we have kids that can come in up until about 20 minutes until 9. And then we have our full program starting from that point on.
Okay, and it goes until what time?
We have staggered times as well at the end of the day, but for the younger kids, typically by 3:05, everything is done and complete at the school.
Right,
The Dutch program does go a little bit longer. When we do have the Dutch teacher there, we'd like to run that typically until either 3:15 or sometimes even 3:30, depending on what's going on in the lessons, so that we can try to accomplish as much as we can.
And that's what I was going to say, that I think it's so important when you have that longer time in school for the kids. They get to learn so much more. You get to incorporate just what you said, the arts, the music, and the dance that most schools are not able to offer because the day is so short. They are there from 7:30 until 12:30, some schools, and others from 7:30 until 1. And, you know, it's not possible to incorporate that many activities that does help to form that all-rounded child.
And that's a very good point that you bring up in regards to the amount of time that children spend at school. And it's not just the amount of time, but how it's structured. Now, at Learning Unlimited, we try to take care of a lot of what we call the core courses for the upper school in the morning, right on through roughly 12:50. And then they can have their lunch. The younger kids begin their lunch at 11 o'clock with preschool and pre-K. And then we move it from there in kindergarten through. And so after lunch, we have a number of programs which typically would involve more action as far as their physical education. We have a great local physical education teacher at our school who works with all the kids at all the levels. We have our performing arts schedule as well to keep everyone busy. And it is nice to offer these programs right on through. Even at the end of the day, we don't stop there. At the end of our school day actually begins after-school programs that we offer as optional for parents and for children to participate in. And we're always trying to look for ways to expand those. So not only do we have after-school sports, we also have individualized tutoring for those students that wish to have it, which is very nice because most people think that tutoring is some mandatory or necessary, and that's not the case. We have a math club run by our 6th grade math teacher, middle school math teacher, that has been so successful for a number of years. And it's a good way where students want to come and spend that time after school to improve and to work on their schoolwork right there before going home. So it's a whole different approach in many ways, and we're not stopping just where we're at now. We're looking to find new ways to improve our educational program in those afternoon hours. What happens after lunch with these kids from that moment on? And so how can we better improve it? How can we try to offer longer art classes so they can get higher levels of instruction and more time to work on their art projects to develop it at the school? The same thing with drama. We want to put into our performing arts schedule a larger drama component because everyone absolutely loves it when the kids put on performances. And I particularly enjoy it. We just had a fabulous performance celebrating St. Martin Day, which was put together by a MISA president, who is the elementary school coordinator and head at Learning Unlimited. And she just did an outstanding job working side by side with Clara Reyes for the kids to put together a fabulous fashion show component of cultural fashions, as well as some beautiful song and dance numbers and poetry. And we wish to expand on this. And it was so nice to see the turnout of parents that wanted to come and island dignitaries. So it was really nice to see the governor Mr. Eugene Holliday there, the Prime Minister, Ms. Sarah Westcott Williams, as well as a number of ministers in government and members of Parliament.
Right.
So it was nice to see that people want to see these type of activities being done and that the kids really enjoy their presence there. Right. And they thrive on it. There's no better feeling than a child to see how nervous they are before a performance, and then after it's all done to realize how great they feel about what they did.
Yeah, it's true. Well, Mr. Gibson, thanks for all of that information that you've given us. And when we come back, we're going on to the third and final segment of the program. We will continue to talk about the elementary section at the Learning Unlimited Preparatory School. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
Man, I'm supposed to take my girl out to dinner this weekend. I'm so broke, man.
Man, I used to have those same problems, you know, but since I got my whip company card, when I take my lady out, I even get something back, you know.
Get something back? But you're a lucky fella.
I take your mind out the gutter, man. What I mean is, with whip company I get back 1% on every purchase I make. With this card, I can spend in guilders and use it throughout the Netherlands and TDs. Instead of paying 1% of the dollar credit card, now I get 1% back on every purchase I make at the end of the year.
What? I gotta get myself a company card.
Man, but let's go.
Let me go. Man, now my lady's birthday gonna be a real celebration.
At least now with Whip Compaleon, I know you're gonna get something back.
The Whip Compaleon credit card with limits as low as 500 guilders. You don't have to walk with cash, and it is accepted by practically all businesses. The Whip Compaleon is the first guilder credit card that can be afforded by anyone.
Hi, and welcome back to A Better Place. Mr. Gibson, we've reached to the final segment of our first program together, and now I want you to elaborate a little bit more on the first grade to the fifth grade at Learning Unlimited, the programs that are offered.
Perfect. At our school, at first grade through fifth grade, we have a number of programs that we offer and that we've been expanding on. A music program is one thing that we've really tried to build in now this year, because we have a brand new teacher at our school whose background allows us to do this.
Wow.
She's a second grade teacher at our school right now, and she is a fabulous music teacher as well. So it is so nice to know that we find staff either from the island, or we can bring them in from outside the island and in the community to try to enrich our programs. We also have a very good program that we continue as well to try to expand on with sports at our school, because this day and age, you can never have enough emphasis on physical activity and physical education. And I'm a huge proponent of sports. So for me, I am looking forward to the opportunity to do everything I can to try to find ways to increase the offerings of what we have and improve our phys ed program. We have a tremendously talented young man at our school. That's our phys ed teacher and director, Dimitri Boubatoué.
Boubatoué, yes.
Boubatoué,
yes.
Sorry about that. And he's so enthusiastic about what he can do and what he wants to do with the program in the coming years. And all I can say is that the board and myself are going to do everything possible to make sure that we can enhance that experience. Now, with the performing arts, we've got kids that love drama, love performing arts, so we're going to be combining those and trying to increase the opportunities as well that we can put in. Another huge component for the elementary school is more and more foreign language instruction to make sure we can improve that. And at the first grade level, the first and second grades continue with their single teacher handling most of their courses, although there is other teachers that come in for different subjects. But for core subjects, when our students get to 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade, we have what is called a rotating system, where we have elementary teachers that specialize in one subject. And so they will rotate through 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade, giving their math instruction. And then obviously with a math teacher rotating through, the language teacher would come in next for English instruction, as well as science and social studies. And then we have our foreign language teachers that come in as well with these children.
Oh, great. So that makes it very different for the student. They're not sitting in a class with one teacher, and it's less strainful as well, I believe, stressful on the teacher.
Well, it is. It gives everybody a chance to have a break. And that's very important, and to work with a different set of students at the next age level as well. So the students really appreciate it, the teachers appreciate it, and it's so nice too that at our school, what we found to be very important is not just a teacher in the classroom, but in those lower grades, in preschool, pre-K, kindergarten, 1st grade, right through 5th grade, we have teacher assistants that are there as well. They're in the classroom, assisting the teacher, working with the children. And that gives that extra connection, that extra ability to get hands-on work done, and to help children through ones that are having a little bit of difficulty at times with certain assignments. They can get that extra attention without taking the time of the full-time teacher away from everyone else in the classroom. So it is really nice to have an extra set of hands, eyes, ears, and minds to go along working with the kids. And it's just those little details that I think that really make the difference at Learning Unlimited. And I know the kids appreciate it, and I believe that the parents truly appreciate it as well.
We're going to continue talking, of course, in our second segment when we more go into the middle school and high school at Learning Unlimited. So thanks so much for having been a part of A Better Place. You've brought a wealth of information concerning the lower grades at Learning Unlimited Preparatory School, and we'll continue to chat in our next program about Learning Unlimited Middle School and High School. Thank you so much. And to you, the viewing audience, we would like to thank you for having been a part of A Better Place. Stay tuned as we bring you part 2 on education at the Learning Unlimited Preparatory School.